Yeah, that part of it is pretty frustrating, but you know, it is what it is. So we're making sure.
Since we have interviewed.
Yeah. But you know, the lodge in general is just a difficult place. You know, we're all the way in Bonnie Lake. No one from Tacoma wants to drive all the way up here. No one from Lakewood, or even sometimes Puyallup and Sumner. The hill is scary to people. So
I would suggest that you save that for when you're on.
Oh, I'm on. I'm on. It's the reason I unmuted that.
Asking questions.
Everybody's
I
interested in
figured he
something.
would cover it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, and we typically do. It is it is.
So
Oh, okay.
we were out of town all last week, so I'm not really
Yeah.
sure what's open or not. Can you summarize that?
Yeah, so the club is open except for the Mtl. The Mtl we had to close this weekend. We had some people taking some time off. We're just really short-handed on cooks wise, and so we hired a cook. She started last week or a couple days ago, I guess, and then which is good. So that'll really help us. And then we've actually got a couple more candidates that are coming back for second interviews next week. So that's really good. Not only is that really good in regards to just being back to normal operations on Wednesday, but that also means really good. Like we'll be, if all of them work out, we should be able to be open for lunch really soon as well. So we're that close. And then front of the house staff will finally have enough to be able to operate, which is really great. So that's really exciting. We're still kind of low in the leadership department, so we're still kind of working on that.
What do you mean by leadership?
So like catering coordinator. So the person, so Trina, who is our catering coordinator, she's got accepted into her dream job, so she's leaving at the end of February. So finding her replacement, and then especially difficult while Paula's out as well for the next 3 or 4 months. So so that's kind of we need somebody to help there. Doug and Rob have done an awesome job, but we really need probably one more assistant manager of that to be able to handle. I mean, the amount of member events that we have planned over the next few months is really awesome. Plus, members continue to inquire about birthday parties and anniversaries and things like that. And so we on the prospect looking to be pretty busy. So we just want to kind of continue to beef up the staff. And keep in mind that prior to the pandemic, we had 200 less members than we do today. And so that's a lot of new bodies coming through the facility, whether that's, you know, using the locker rooms or fitness center base camp or using the restaurant. There's a lot more bodies, a lot more households coming through the facility. So we just have to continue to staff up to be ready for that. So which we are close. I'm excited that we are close in that regard. It's just like I said, just for this weekend we were just short cook. We would have had one cook working dinners because we also have private events. We also had a member event, Grapes and Grub. We've got a couple other member events, and so we would have been one cook in the restaurant, which really doesn't work. Normally takes 4. So.
So you said just 3 days, or are you going to be open?
Yeah, we should be open Wednesday. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we should be back. Should be back to go on Wednesday. I didn't send out the email. The Arizona did, and they didn't put any dates or anything, so it was a little confusing. I get that. So I got to clarify with them. But yeah, we should be open Wednesday. I don't doubt any of that. So the weekly event review for today is cooking demonstration. So both Scotty, who's been our resident pizza master, and then Chef Dino, they did a cooking demonstration, one of our normal cooking demos that we do at the beginning of the month, and they did it with pizza style. So as you can see, everyone's sitting at the bar, which was really cool, and then Scotty showed them how to roll out the dough and then make the variety of pizzas, and then really kind of the touch and technique that it takes inside of the pizza oven. It is a big difference. A lot of people don't really know or understand what it takes, but there are definitely hot spots in this oven, higher or lower on the brick, not on the brick, left, right, and then out towards kind of where the air is, all make significant differences. So both of our pizza cooks now do an amazing job at kind of balancing all that. So anyways, it was kind of fun to do a little pizza. We hadn't done one of those in a while. One-day university, so we've got, continue to have one-day universities. We've got Martin Luther King upcoming, obviously for this weekend, which is great. Legacy Revisited. We have the London Underground, the story of the world's first subway system, which is pretty slick. And then on the 20th, what's so great about ballet?
Question.
Yep.
Are they recorded? Do we have access to them after the fact?
Great question. So if you, the Martin Luther King one is on 17th. You have until the 19th to watch this one. Now, there's a couple ways you can go and view it. Is you can search for Martin Luther King in the search function, and it'll pull it up, the past ones. Or you can actually go to the London Underground one, the future one. Like if we're on January 18th, you could go to the London one and use the same link. It's the same link. So they just, they use the same link for all of them. But this one will run until the 19th, and then this one will run until the 20th. Well, that one's not going to have much time. But that's the only way you can watch the pre-recorded one.
Are these on the Mtl website? Because
Yes.
my mom's at Wesley, and they have these.
Yep.
And it's at some corporate website, if you will.
Ours are directly on Mtl. Yep.
Directly on Mtl.
Yep. You can just search up one, go to the top right of Mtl and search One Day University, and they'll all come up. Yep. Everything's always loaded on Mtl. I say that, and now I'm going to think. After I said those words, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. That's not what I meant. But I think that's what I meant. Everything is up there. Yeah. Somebody goes, wait a minute. And it's funny because Catherine and I, the wine steward, and I were having a conversation about that, which I'll talk about. We've got some cool wine events upcoming for the Barrel Masters, and she was like, "Can we put this on Mtl?" And I'm like, "Yes, everything goes through Mtl, regardless of how many spots we have." Member-led clubs, we continue to do and offer those. We have Bridge Club, we have Amateur Radio Club on the 19th, Poker Club. We also have the Club Expo on February 10th. So if you're a club lead or you're part of a club, you want to make sure that you're part of the Club Expo. It's a great opportunity to have all the clubs in one room and be able to kind of recruit new members and new registrations, kind of show off any fun stuff, bring some collateral or some of the cool stuff you've been working on or doing and talking about. So we'll have that on February 10th. But we still have tons of member clubs. I know there's been some that haven't been in Mtl. Everyone's kind of been taking time off. January's a little bit slower for us. All the managers have been taking time off, except for me. But all the other managers have been taking time off, which has been great. And so we have kind of missed on some of the stuff for February. So if there are a club or an event that needs to be posted, you haven't seen it yet, just let me know. I'll take care of it. So. I know Shallow Water Workout was one. I know Better Red Than Dead was one. So if you got them, just let me know. I'll take care of it. Upcoming events. Oh, look at the youngs here. Look at those ugly sweaters. Those look awesome. We have Urban Hikes with Todd. We're going to Point Defiance. So once again, we did this one in Enumclaw, which is really cool. Todd's doing another one to Point Defiance. Wednesday we'll be back, like I said, Happier Hour. Really great to see Happier Hour. Last Wednesday, it was a little bit smaller group, but we had, 15, 20 people in the grand living room on Wednesday. The place was packed. We had so much to take out. We were short-handed one cook, so things took a little bit longer. And our deliveries seemed to stop working on Tuesday, so we've been out of food the last few weeks. But
we came down for something new.
Yeah, we haven't had popcorn shrimp the entire time. And
yeah, we were there at like 6:45.
Yeah,
The entire
Happy hour menu.
Happier Hour was done. Yeah, it's one of my notes here. I was going to say our deliveries on our Tuesday delivery from Cisco is not showing up. So there's we we don't have a driver, or I don't know, whatever. So we're not getting the food.
But it
So
was okay, I got to give your new guy a chance to make a good pizza.
well, there you go. Have something a little bit different. But I've been waiting to taste the popcorn shrimp,
Exactly.
and the lamb meatballs. But both have been highly sought after and hard to get a hold of. So anyways, we'll have happy hour again on Wednesday. We've got the wine dinner both on Thursday and on Friday. So we have Hedges wine dinner, which is really cool. Hedges out of Red Mountain. We have some spots available, so if anybody wants to attend and is not registered, let me know. You won't be able to register online, but I can definitely take care of that. So if you want to come to these events, just let me know. But we've got space for the Hedges both Thursday and Friday night. Great dinner that they put together for that. And like I said, Hedges is one of my favorite wineries. Been here for a long time, out of Red Mountain in Washington. Do more of a French style of wine. So glad to have them back. And then next week we have the Mtl Magazine Release party, which is really cool. So I know we've got some members in there, seen some sneak peeks. So exciting to kind of do a release with our new magazine, which also reminds me that we also have the new calendar. And so if anyone hasn't grabbed or would like to grab a calendar, they're up at the concierge desk. There's the TV around the corner from the concierge desk. There's the MTL calendars there. They just came in a couple days ago. And they've actually got a lot of member pictures in there, which is cool. So anyways, the new 2022 starting to come out. So look for that.
How does one receive the magazine?
You got to come to the party on the 25th. Register for the
So
party.
it's not shipped to all the residents?
No, you got to come to the party. Yeah.
You can pick it up later.
Or
You can pick it up later afterwards. Yeah, we'll have extras
You
afterwards.
have to come.
But I will say that I only get a limited amount of them.
Yes.
And so when I'm out, I'm out. So I don't know how many that is. It's more than 10. But
Is it just a yearly thing? Because being somewhat.
yeah, definitely. So we do the magazine every year, and it's 60 pages. It's pretty big, 75-page magazine, right? That features members from all across the network and tips and tricks on things, cool stuff that other clubs are doing, cool stuff that our club is doing. The magazine's kind of got a little bit of everything in it. And so we do have some member spotlight, member clubs in there as well. And then the calendar is a nice printed calendar, photo calendar with kind of just some snapshots of some of our member clubs. I think the bike club's in there, the hiking club's in there, some of those different things. Sightseers, I think, is in there as well. So, but we do those every year. The Blue Star produces those every year. So try and get our heads in that as much as possible. So, I got to read the whole thing. Sorry. Pop over to the lodge, 11 to 3 on January 19th. We've got National Popcorn Day. So the concierge team is going to have popcorn up at the concierge desk. So if you want to come celebrate National Popcorn Day, stop by the concierge desk for a little popcorn. Chinese New Year. Holy Toledo, I keep getting decoration, Amazon box after Amazon box after Oriental trading box. It's been crazy. So Paul ordered a bunch of stuff for the Chinese New Year. February 1st, from 4 to 6 p.m. This will be one of our member mixer styles. So we're kind of doing new levels of events this year, and one of them is kind of a member mixer, which is kind of a more of a casual cocktail style event. More kind of stand and mingle. It's light appetizers, typically bars, stuff like that, and a theme. So this theme will obviously be Chinese New Year. So, yes. Oh, Year of the Tiger. Sorry. Yep, Year of the Tiger. New aquatics class. So we've got water Tabata and muscle isolation on Fridays at 9:30. So I know that Roxanne's been out for the last couple weeks, but she'll be back this week, Tuesday or whatever her next class is. And then she'll be teaching a class on Fridays at 9:30 called Water Tabata, which is a total body workout, is really what it is, underwater. So keep in mind, Roxanne's awesome. She works at the TPC Snoqualmie Ridge Club. She also works at the Bellevue Club. She's got all she does is like private club experience, and so we're excited that she's on board with us and be really utilizing that pool. So check that out on Mtl. Facility update. So, okay, I wrote some of these already. So, spa heater was placed and ready for use, which is incorrect. But when I made the slideshow a couple days ago, it was ready to use. The spa did, unfortunately, have to close late last night. Our new heater that we installed, the igniter somehow is not working anymore. So we had Oregon Pacific, who's our company, to come take care of that. They're working on it. Luckily, it's all under warranty and all that good stuff, but it was working for a while, and now the spa is down again. So hopefully, and of course, it's always holiday weekend. Why is it always on my 3-day weekends when that spa goes down? So anyways, I'm sure I'll hear it. Barney will let me know about that. So, but anyways, we know about it. It just won't hold up to temperature, so they're going to work on that. Fitness machine received the new pulley system, so it was kind of sticking when you pulled it, and now it's a lot smoother, which is great. And then we also have a new porter named Jake. So Jake's working mostly evenings, Wednesday through Saturday, sometimes Sundays. And so if you see Jake around, definitely introduce. Robert's also worked on a couple other things. The pool was shut down for the first 3 days of this past week for maintenance. So we replaced the deck drains all the way around the pool. So took us 3 days because they were cemented in. And so we had to chisel them out. If anybody was down here on Tuesday and Wednesday, you could hear the grinders and all that. It was pretty loud for a while there, and the tile cutting and all that stuff. So, but we replaced all the deck drains all the way around, which is really good. Some of them had some big holes. We were always worried that someone with a small little heel was going to catch one of those and get stuck. So anyways, we finally got those replaced, and we put in interchangeable ones, so we're able to kind of swap them out a little bit faster, which is great. We don't have to wait 6 years to figure it out. So we got that done, and then the company also came up with a new idea for reducing the water that goes into the women's locker room entryway. So they are working on a quote, and we'll see what that looks like first. But it is exciting that we finally found somebody that has a different idea and perspective on how to maybe solve that problem or minimize that problem a little bit. So we're excited to see what they come up with there. We should be pretty soon here get a delivery from Costco. I got a TV going into base camp, so that big TV in base camp, which has been the button in the middle's been broken for a while, so we got a new TV. Should be here today. We'll probably put it up. Robert might wait till he's back on Tuesday or Monday to fix that. But we'll have a new TV in base camp. And then we also had Comcast out here to put new cable box on the other TV above the free weights in base camp. So both of those TVs will be operating by the end of this weekend, which is great. So we have that going on. And then in the kitchen team right now, granted we are closed except for the events tonight, but kitchen's doing a deep clean on the kitchen while they had some time. And had a couple of bodies to keep them earning some hours. So they're degrimming and degreasing all the equipment in there over the last couple of days, which is really great because it definitely needed it. So Robert and his team, facility team, extremely busy, staying on top of everything. Survivor Pool winners. So congratulations to Steve Bailey, Bill Young, and Candy Renard for making it through week 9, which is really exciting. Big congrats to Candy she was actually the grand prize winner, which is really exciting. So they each won gift cards to the club, and then I think Candy's receiving a grand prize from Central Services. So congrats to them. General manager update. I actually put most of it in the slideshow, but like we talked about, Mtl's closed for the next couple days. We should be open on Wednesday. So like I said, we just had some team members take some time off and didn't have enough to do both the events and the restaurant at the same time. So close that. And keep in mind, we don't do that lightly. Let's just willy-nilly close. It is something that is, A, there's a process to it, but B, we really do explore every option. You know, should we go takeout? Should we limit the hours? Should we limit the capacity? You know, all those things are really taken into consideration. The big challenge we were going to face is by doing the other events, the restaurant would have one cook. So should we limit the operation down to 20 people? Okay, well, I don't know if that's worth being open to fire everything up for 20 people so that one cook doesn't get overwhelmed and overdoes it. Can you do takeout? That doesn't, takeout and being on site in that regard doesn't really make a difference. So, you know, like I said, those are all the things that we consider, and then that has to get approved. So if I kind of go through all those choices, those options, and then I have to talk to my regional, and then I've got to talk to the president of Blue Star, and then he's got to clear with the owners of Shea Homes. And so it's a process. There's a lot of checks and balances along the way. There's a lot of questions. It's not like something that I just willy-nilly go, yeah, let's just close for fun. No.
You don't want to, you kind of need a deal.
Yeah, they're no big deal, you know. So, so we do take all those decisions. Really, I mean, like I said, they're multiple day of discussions and questions and what ifs and how can we's and a lot goes involved. And you know, we want to be open. And you know, we don't make money if the club's not open, right? So, you know, it's not. We definitely don't want the facility to be closed at all. So, so anyways, we will be open as much as we can. You know.
Keeping it late, we have discussed this, but
Yeah.
What happened with the restaurant? Did a bunch of people become ill or something, or what?
With the restaurant?
Yeah, it was closed the last several days.
Yeah, like I was just saying, we had some team members that wanted to take the time off this weekend, so I didn't have enough cooks to be able to keep everything operating. That's why. I've received a bunch of registrations for easy texting over the last few days, so I just kind of wanted to remind folks that if you are, I forgot I got the online team over here too that I got to. We do have we have a texting application. So if you want to receive some notices via text, more than welcome to do that. And if you are looking for that, can't find it on Mtl, shoot me an email. I'll send you the link to it. But we use it as a source for important updates about the club. So when the snow closure, we texted members, hey, just so you know, we're on 2-hour delay. Hey, just so you know, the club's going to be closed the rest of the day. Anything major like that, we use that text service to do that. In addition to, we put it on Mtl as an alert. We usually do a news post and sometimes do an email blast to cover all of our bases. And then we also use the easy texting. Sometimes a little promotional stuff. You know, maybe we've got an upcoming event that we want to talk about, New Year's Eve or something like that. We'll push it on there. But we really try not to do more than 4 to maybe 6 texts a month. And really since summertime to now, we've probably done less than 4, which have all probably been in the last couple of weeks. So,
Most of them have been.
yeah, we kind of, you know, haven't been using it very much the last few months, except for recently. So,
But it's a really nice feature because I got that text that said we'll be closed the next couple of days. It's
Yep.
like, okay.
It works really well, and we try to keep it real brief. And but we know that there's a lot of active users, and sometimes you know you're not checking Mtl frequently, so the texting version is definitely nice to have. We've got some. Elise has been amazing. Oh, she's not in here. Never mind. I was just joking. No, Elise has been awesome in that she's spent the last 6 to 8 weeks interviewing members on prospective apparel for the club. And so we're starting to receive some of the shipments from Columbia Sportswear on some of the new stuff she wants. And so the idea, kind of the direction that we're going with our apparel is a walker or walking, hiking, outdoor fitness type version, and then also a kind of a pickleball / tennis version and style. And so the idea being that, well, definitely more Washington focused than what we had before, which was more like high-end yoga stuff and golf, yeah, hot weather golf, and you're like, it's not really what we are, but we had to do it at the time. So, but this time we had a little bit better focus, so a little more all-weather equipment, jackets, wind jackets, some rain jackets, some weather hat gear. And then, like I said, some pickleball, tennis kind of friendly gear. So we got some skirts, and we've got some kind of really nice shirts and casual collarless shirts, which will work out really well. So she did an amazing job, did an awesome presentation. And so we're starting to receive some of that. So you're going to start seeing that turn onto the rack here pretty quick, which is exciting. So good to kind of refresh that, because that probably hasn't been touched in a couple of years. So, but we are just practically getting rid of that stuff. So if you're interested in any of the remaining apparel on there, just let us know. And the last, or two things left on my list. So I've got, like I was talking about, deliveries. We've been great. November, December, our food deliveries were coming in on time with all the products we need, full invoices. Probably the last 2 or 3 weeks, really since probably after Christmas, probably beginning of New Year's Eve, our deliveries have either been not on the right days or are not fully delivered. So we're getting our delivery, but maybe we're missing 3, 4, 5 items on it, which makes a big impact. Or, like I said, the last couple of weeks, our Tuesday Cisco delivery, not even showing up on Tuesday. So we are still battling some of that supply issues, just kind of keep everybody in the loop on kind of what that is, especially if you're coming in on Wednesday. Like I said, we've been really struggling with happier hour because, just the product that, we want the shrimp fresh. So, it's hard to keep that going and delivery's not coming. You're fine. And then our Friday deliveries have been short-handed. It have been not fully there, and so we kind of get, I think it was last weekend by Saturday we were running out of stuff already, like the specials. It's just because people we're not getting the deliveries that we expect. So that's a bit of a struggle. The last thing is for those barrel masters and all the rest of the Trilogy members, we just started a new, Catherine had found this, Mtl does a wine and chocolate event every year. I think they took last year off, but they did it the year before, 2020. And so at the Mtl Convention Center, or whatever that is over there, they're doing a wine and chocolate event. So we're gonna, we've rented a limo, and so we're taking 12 members in a limo to that event, and going to do, a couple hours of tasting of, eating chocolate and tasting wines. It's going to be really rough. Like I say, I volunteered for this one, of course. And then, so it'll be really fun to go down there. They've got some little shops in it, some local vendors that are providing the chocolates. I think they have some other little additional food bites and things like that. And then the limo will bring everyone back to the lodge. And then we'll also have a dinner reservation for all that want to stay and have some dinner after drinking wine for a couple hours. So really cool event. We just kind of put the finishing touches on that last night, emailed it out to the Barrel Masters. I haven't checked registration, but should be a fun little event that we're offers. One of Catherine's goals is to try and attend some of these local events, such as the wine art walks, or the wine and chocolates, or the wine walks and things like that. So you're going to see more of these, And then we just found this limo service out of Lake Taps. And so this will kind of be our first run with them, see how they do as well. So a new vendor for us. So it's kind of a bunch of new stuff's happening. And the timeline was kind of like, we got to make decisions quickly on it.
There's six spots available.
There's 6 spots available, all right. Whew, we're half sold out already. Holy Toledo. Okay. Less than 24 hours. So that's good. But yeah, that's the first week of February, first weekend of February. So that'll be a really fun event and something different, something unique. And then the other wine and chocolate event we're doing is, so that's the 5th. So the 19th, we're doing, February 19th, we're doing a wine and chocolate event as well. And so we partnered with Theo Chocolates, and we're going to have 6 different Theo chocolates, 6 different types of their chocolates, paired with 6 different wines from Cavatappi. So really cool event. You haven't necessarily seen it yet, but Blue Star is really focusing in on chocolate for the month of February. So it happened to be wine and chocolate at Untitled, which were tough perfect, but you're going to see, chocolate specials that week. It's really the week of Valentine's Day or after Valentine's Day, really. But it's going to be a lot of wine and chocolates that week after Valentine's. So, and we've got a bunch of stuff planned for that, so it should be pretty fun. So something different, something unique. Once again, Catherine's super excited to dive deep into that stuff, which is awesome. So excited she was able to put this event together upcoming at EMClaw, and hopefully that springboards us into more events off-site for the Barrelmaster members. So should be pretty slick. So, questions? That's everything on my list. Do we have questions from the virtual audience out there?
Jason, it's Charlotte. Would you repeat how to sign up for your text messages, please?
Yeah, there should be, if you go to the search function on the top right, you should be able to type in, I think it says text or texting, and it should come up with an old news post that shows you how to register. If for some reason that doesn't work, which it might, because I'm just kind of remembering that we posted that a couple of months ago. If that doesn't work, send me an email and I'll send you the link. So any new member for the past couple of years have received that link in their welcome email. But you're moving in. There's a whole bunch of stuff. My email gets thrown on the bottom. It's no big deal. So you're too busy moving and unpacking. So, but it should be in MTL. If you go to texting, it should come up. But if not, just send me an email.
It does not.
It's the first one.
Stephanie says if you type in texting, it comes up. Under the news. You got to click the news tab. Do the search, and then when the search comes up, then you click the news tab, and it should be there.
I see it. Thank you.
Yep. Awesome. That worked. Woo! Okay.
There's a click here to sign up link, which is awesome.
And it's just first name, last name, mobile number, say you approve it, good to go.
And like I say, there are very many of them. I've been doing it for a while, and it's been great.
Yeah. We're not going to bombard you with text at all. What other questions are out there? Whoa, no questions today? Okay, all right. Well, yes.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
But Sarah, I don't know if you're on Facebook, but there's a lot of
I'm not, but yes.
stuff happening. People are very angry
Yes.
about this last closure.
Yep.
A lot of them are thinking it's because you're not hiring fast enough, you're not
They need to
paying people enough,
Yeah.
you're not open enough hours to make it worthwhile for them to come on board. So there's a whole lot of
I did hear that one, actually.
folks out there.
I had a member email me, which I appreciate. Got to go straight to the source.
So anyway, I'm suggesting
Yep,
completely transparent.
of course.
What the issues are. That's what people are most ticked off about, is lack of transparency.
Then the rumors get started.
And then rumors, exactly. So I had no idea that people decided they wanted to go on vacation. I understand that. I was a manager once. Maybe you could have known, 3 weeks ago that everybody was going to be gone, and give people a heads up. One idea. Or at least, or it's because people are sick. Tell us. We get that.
Yeah.
some other things.
What's the number one reason
People
leave?
don't bother to even show up. Do they call you and say, never mind?
Is it not enough hours? Is it the pay isn't comparable with other places?
Come on, give me the diagonal
We
one.
know
That's all I
we're
want.
really remote here. We get that part.
Yeah, so a bunch of good questions you had there. I'm trying to give you a little snapshot. So, and I do notice that we have a bunch of new people on the call today, which is great. Let me remind everyone that we do Summiteer Live every Saturday morning. Whatever, I'll just do it like this. Which can go.
And there's coffee, guys.
And there's coffee. Everyone that says that there's never free coffee, they don't come on the weekend. So,
Matter of fact, if you wouldn't mind having coffee every day,
That would be-
Right.
Hello?
They used to.
well, why not now?
Yeah, we used to have coffee all the time.
there is. So here's the good. Here's what we do. And we've talked about this. So let me back up. So Summiteer Live, we do every Saturday morning. I'm here every Saturday morning to do Summiteer Live. And for those that, especially in this front group, who've been here every week with me for the last year, know that you want transparency, you come Saturday morning and I'll give it to you. Okay? There's a bunch of people online right now that are new as well, and I'm telling you right now, this is where you want transparency, you come here. Because all these people that have been here every week know exactly the staffing struggles we've been facing. And so, and we put that in I put that in my monthly letter. We've expressed the staffing struggles for the last 3, 4, 5 months. We've been very clear on, hey, this is where we're at. This is the challenge we face. The reason I'm kind of bringing up my calendar here is all the green, and I'm going to go week by week, but all the green are the interviews that I have, that I do every week. Okay?
Busy, busy, busy.
Those are the interviews I do every week. And it looks like this all the way back to August. Okay? This is November. We're in November now. Okay?
Okay, great. Are we offering them enough money?
Great question. Another great question. We offer, we are competitive in the market, yes. So our servers, and we were mostly in dire need of servers for the longest time. Our servers make $22 an hour plus tips. Most other restaurants, well, especially, 6 months ago, most restaurants charge minimum wage, which we did as well. But we then increased it to 15 in October and didn't get enough people. So we went to 18 in November. Still didn't get anybody. So then we just went, let's go. So then I talked to all the local clubs in Washington, all the private clubs in Washington, Seattle Golf Club, Rainier Golf Country Club, Tacoma Country Golf Club. There's 20 of them I called and talked to and got a market analysis of all of their wages for all of their positions. Well, in regards to servers, and really in most of the positions, we were under. So we increased, and probably more on the, not in the middle, but we're a little probably in the top group, right? At $22 an hour. So that has helped. And so that we, like I said, servers-wise, we're doing pretty good. And then we're doing the same thing for all the other departments. It still continues to be a struggle as you read many, many stories about restaurants that are struggling to stay open. Who just closed the other day? Was it somebody in Bonnie Lake closed the other day? It was a big store, Target or Costco, or somebody just closed for the other day for a day because they didn't have enough team members to operate one of the large stores in the area. So labor market's a real thing. And if anybody thinks that we're exempt from that, be pretty foolish at this point, because it is a real thing. And not only is it a real thing if you're in downtown Seattle or downtown Tacoma, imagine being on the outskirts of it, which is what we are, right? So it's a real tough issue that we're dealing with. So pay-wise, yes, we're right on there. But we also are being trying to be fiscally smart as well, right? We don't have endless amounts of money. You know, we don't make a ton of money, right? We don't bring in a lot of money. So we have to also be very mindful of our financials as well. Because if not, then I'll have another group of members being mad that we're, you know, millions of dollars in the hole or something crazy. So we got to be fiscally responsible in that regard as well. But I'm very proud to say that the team does a really nice job and are paid definitely in the market, if not on the top end of the market in that regard.
And it shows. They're terrific folks. Yes, I can see plainly you've got plenty of servers. Now.
Yes. So.
Tip nicely.
And we tip generously.
And you are one of the few that do. Appreciate that.
That's not true.
That is not true across the board. So remember that there are 800 members, 800 households, and not everybody tips well. You know, and so, and not to say that every restaurant, every person tips well there either, but private clubs where members see, I've been in private clubs for 24 years. When members see the same person over and over, they tend to pay a little bit less and a little bit less because they'll be like, hey, I tipped you really well yesterday, you know, and I'll tip you really well tomorrow because I'm coming back tomorrow night too. And some don't have that mentality, but some do. And so that's why I'm just kind of clarifying that, yes, we have many members that tip really well. We also have some members that don't tip anything. So keep that in mind as well.
I've heard somebody say, well, you sit at the bar, you don't have to tip. I said,
Oh my
what?
God.
Yeah. We had a group on Wednesday that didn't tip. So it happens. So keep that in mind. So anyways, labor continues to be a struggle, and we're continuing. Like I said, I'm interviewing all the time to get people. Now, keep in mind, all those interviews, not everybody shows up, and we're usually 25% of that group shows up. And then keep in mind that I'm very specific on the type of people that I want here. So I appreciate you saying you enjoy the team here, but it's really hard to find people like that. You'd think it would be easy to find somebody that just smiles during an interview. You'd be pretty amazed how challenging that is. So
Oh, I remember.
it takes, you know, at one point we had to interview about 120 people before we found one employee in all the departments put together. So we are very specific in the type of people that we hire. We don't hire just anybody. We don't hire people that just walk in the door. We hire people that are going to be hospitable and caring and want to take care of you every single day and enjoy doing that, genuinely enjoy doing that. And most people, they're coming here because they need to get paid or they need to have a job or, you know, they're going to school or they got a second job or you know, their focus isn't providing service. Their focus is collecting a paycheck. And so those people, we don't hire. So trying to find people that are passionate about a job that's part-time or passionate about a job that is very challenging and stressful and that you have to do a bunch of things like be the mask police. You know, most entry-level hourly employees don't want to do that. But we work really hard to making sure to find people that are comfortable with doing that and want to still provide that service regardless of the pay in that regard. I did have a good question you had brought up, are the staff receiving enough hours? And I had another member email me that this week too, which was a great question. And yes, we give our team, most of our team works 30 plus hours a week. Most of our team is part-time, but most of our team works around 30 hours a week. There are some that work less. There are some that only are available a couple of days a week or whatever it is. So we you know, kind of adjust to what their needs are. But we do kind of fluctuate to that. You know, one member said, well, you know, stop giving them 10 hours a week and just give them 40 hours a week and that solves the problem. That doesn't really solve any problem, especially since, you know, we can't just have 10 people working a dinner shift when it only takes 3 or 4 people to work dinner shift, right? Or, you know, you have to be a little smart about scheduling when it comes to things like that. Just because you have more people doesn't necessarily mean more production in that regard. So, so we are mindful of that. But the team, no one really leaves here because of hours. We did have a team member leave this past week that was due to a member. A member yelled and screamed and called names and was really upset. And that team member quit on the spot. I won't lie about that. So.
And my heart's breaking over that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Adorable.
She was
That
wonderful.
was
And it was-
rotten, and is there a consequence to that?
So we're in the review process, but that wasn't the only drama of the day. There was another drama of the day. So, and that member has been suspended. So we did suspend a member this week for 30 days because of their behavior. So it is something that we are constantly dealing with during this pandemic. And once again, you know, not to keep saying the same thing all the time, but yeah, you just got to respect the team. And I understand if the team makes a mistake and doesn't handle things the way that they should, does not give any member any right to yell at them, to scream at them, to get up in their face, to do any of that stuff. That will be dealt with every single time. So, which it has. And then the last question was being more transparent. So the challenge with that is we are being transparent in saying that we're close. I'm being transparent in saying that it's a specific department, but I'm not going to tell members the reason why. And the idea is because it doesn't matter. You're a member. You don't need to know the inner details of the club. You don't need to know the reason why somebody's taking time off, or maybe they are home with some illness. Could be COVID, could not be COVID. There's many reasons why people need a day off. They need a personal day off. They need a mental day off. They got to take care of their own kids that may be sick. They maybe, you know, have some other family emergency. They may have, you know, a headache and they need a break. There's many reasons, and I'm not going to disclose any time when a member or when an employee is homesick, just like I won't do it for a member either. So there's many members that may have told and expressed that, hey, you know, I had COVID, and why are we not blessed with that information? Because that's not our job. Our job is not to you know, divulge medical information about employees or team members. And so we will always take that stance. Now, our goal is really to, you know, staff up to a level that prevents any of those type of issues, yes. But once again, you go back to my first statement, which is labor market's really tough right now. And so we're really trying to, but, you know, it comes down to it, we just don't have people right. And so, yes, the Mtl is closed right now due to not having enough cooks to be able to do the member events that we have and being able to run the restaurant operation. And so for us, we decided it was more important to make sure that the member events were successful rather than the restaurant. Well, that's good. That's good. But and I know not every member is going to understand that and appreciate that. And I know that members want more and more transparency. But that's just not going to happen. You know, we have to protect the team. You know, trust me, no one would want to work here if we reported to members every time they had an issue or an illness, or, you know, the member we suspended wants to see the disciplinary action of another team member. I'm never going to tell you that type of stuff. I'm never going to divulge. I'm never going to.
They want to know how many times has this person been written that person.
Yeah. Well, and what actions going to be taken from here on out and all that, and that's just never going to happen. I deal with the staff. I will take care of it. I will manage and coach them to the best of our abilities. I will not tell a member their course of actions and their consequences and their coaching things that they're going through. So just like we won't if they need to take time off or take a day off or whatever.
One thing I've noticed, and this is so dicey.
Yeah.
You mentioned mask police.
Oh, yes.
I get it. It's hard for staff to call out people.
Yep.
They have to remind them.
Yep.
But could there be a general announcement every time I go to a cooking demonstration or cooking class or wherever there's a glass of water on a table? People think it gives them permission to take the mask off and leave it off the entire hour, hour and a half. How about like on airlines when they say,
It is. I will
and
say.
that's why I canceled a few things.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. And the conversation we had last week in some of that regard was when you're coming to the club, you are coming at your own risk. You know, I had a lot of members, you know, try to blame and accuse the club, and it's like the club is doing everything in its power to provide a safe environment. We are not guaranteeing a safe environment by any means. And yes, as easy as it kind of sounds to just, hey, make sure everybody knows that they got wearing the mask all the time. If I got 75 members in here having dinner, I
It
can
wasn't
just,
dinner.
I know, I'm just saying, but if I'm going to apply it there,
It's like what we're doing here.
yeah, if I'm going to apply it there, I got to apply it I would apply it to the restaurant as well, right? And it's tough, right? Because now I got to go to every single table and piss off every member and say,
No, I'm not suggesting that. Perhaps a gentle reminder. Ask the airlines how they kindly request people to abide by these certain things.
Sure.
Or a reminder.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, we've been in this pandemic for 2 years. We're all grown-ups. We should be able to take, I mean, I went on vacation, unfortunately. We did everything right and we were exposed, my family. I wasn't even here, so it has nothing to do with the law. But I mean, it's like, we have some personal responsibility too.
And that's what's not happening.
Exactly.
And that is definitely a hot topic. I don't, luckily I'm not on Facebook, thank God. But I've heard it's been pretty rough. And some of the members have told me, hey, why can't you just enforce, you know, this or that? Why can't you make these members that are not holding themselves accountable? And it's just tough. We're not in that position to do that. We're not, you know, if a member has COVID and comes to the club knowingly, we have no way of knowing that until it's too late. We have no way of preventing that. We have no, you know, that's why we have the signs. That's why we have the reminders in MTL. It's, hey, please, you know, be adults and stay home if you're sick. Stay home if you got a sniffle. And stay home if you know, don't do well. If you, oh my gosh, we had a member, or actually we had I do a staff meeting every month, and so we did one last Monday. And one of the team members said, hey, I had a member come up to me the other day and came in for dinner or came in for like a bite to eat and you know, just kind of chit-chatting with them. And the member was like, yeah, I'm just trying to get away from my wife because she's got COVID, so that's why I came down here. And the employee was like, what? What are you doing here? So, you know, and so we had to kind of coach on like what you do during those situations. But that is what we have to deal with, right? We have, you know, 700-800 homes, there's 1,400 members, right? There's a lot of people to manage in that regard. And so our job is to really say, hey, please be responsible, please be adult, mature, and hold your own selves accountable as much as you really can, because you are affecting everyone. But as we've known, and as we can see in the world today, some people just go and play by their own rules. And you know, the club is not in a position to handle those type of people. And you know, as unfortunate as that is, we're just not in a position to be able to deal with that type of stuff. So yeah, trust me, if it was as easy as just, hey, everybody wear a mask, you don't have to worry about it, and let's just get over with this thing. God, trust me, I wear this thing 15 hours a day, you know? So I would love to be done with this, but unfortunately, we just have to keep it going. So it is definitely a challenge. But there was another topic about that I was going to bring up from last week. But it is tough. It is tough. It's tough, for us to have to enforce it. You know, we're hospitality people. We don't like saying no. We don't like tell people you can't do anything. That's totally against what we've all been raised. So it's hard for us to do as is, and so that's why we really just expect the membership to be able to kind of fall in line and do it. And there are some things that we can do. Some simple things like you mentioned, just kind of a reminder before an event, and some gentle reminders.
It's so easy to forget, because people are used to being around each other in their neighborhood without a mask.
Yeah.
And so
But with Omicron, like I say, we don't know. It's just it's
It gets everybody.
it's I assume we're all gonna get it at some point.
And I did test negative before I ever came back to Gulati.
Scary. I will also say, and something we talked about last week, which is what I was going to touch on too, is the which we talked about months ago, but I think a lot of members just haven't tuned in on Saturdays and don't know. But we do have high expectations for our team, and so our team every day fills out an online form that says that they are 100% symptom free. And anytime they have a sniffle, a headache, an earache, an eye ache, I don't know, their fingernails broken, I don't care. They have to go through a whole list of protocols before they're able to come to work. And so, once again, there may be reasons why some of the team members are not here because of that. Doesn't mean that they have COVID, but it means that we're taking every precaution we have to making sure that we provide the safest environment that we can. But I can't tell you how many times I've had to tell an employee that has a sniffles and like, oh, I know it's just an allergy. It's no big deal. I don't have any other symptoms, no fever, no nothing, no sore throat or anything. But it's just a little bit of a runny nose. And I'm like, yeah, you got to stay home and you got quarantine for, the time period that we have in place. And it's tough. At any point in time, we've got people going through that. And so that doesn't mean that, that they test positive. It doesn't mean they test negative either. But it means that we are taking every precaution we can to making sure that those team members are being as safe as they can here so that they can be as safe as they can for you. And I think a lot of members didn't quite realize that we do that. And over the course of 2 years, that's been the process. And that's been, at any point in time, we've probably got a few going through that protocol. And that can be anywhere from 5 days out to 15 days out. So, depending on what the circumstances. And so you take that in effect as well, and it makes a big difference. And so, we take it seriously, and we hope members do as well. And man, I had to tell the usual guys playing pool the other night, hey, I had to tell a member 2 days ago that was in base camp, hey, remember you got to wear it. I mean, I know that some of the groups that hide in 4 suits, they pull the shades down, and then they take the thing off, and then I got to poke my head in there and be grumpy bear and say, come on, I got to, So, it is GER, and that's why we put in rules, and like, hey, I don't have to say it twice or 3 times or 4 times, but we're trying to, hey, everybody, let's just kind of get through it. Let's kind of work through it, but it's a challenge. And
Can I change the subject?
yes, let's do that. Change it.
Okay, so I'm new here. How often is the
You're new here, but you've been here for
since April?
yeah, I was going to say 9
But
months.
the
I was
menu
close.
changes. How often is that? Because I've noticed the same menu for almost 2 months now.
Yeah, so we change the menu 3 to 4 times a year. So our last change, was end of October. We're working on a new one right now. We are expecting to have that released by probably first week of February. So yeah, we've got a new menu coming.
Because the only vegetarian items on the menu are bread and butter.
The salad.
Come on.
The salad.
How about a hot?
The pho can be.
But it doesn't say that on the menu.
Well, actually, the broth is not vegetarian.
Yes, it's
sorry.
right.
I talked to Chef Dino about this. He says he's working on it.
Yeah.
But I would love to have my daughter be able to come, and there's nothing for her.
And I will also say that I, continue to say, if you let us know ahead of time, we will always make you something, or your daughter something.
Okay.
If you call us a day ahead and said, hey,
He's on.
we're coming and we'd love to have a vegetarian
I
thing,
had no idea.
Dino will come up with 1, 2, 3 items for you to choose from and go from there.
But Dino is going to have like the wine dinners too. If somebody can't eat pork for whatever
But
reason,
I
they'll
can
have.
Yeah, this is your club. We will do that for you.
Okay,
We have members that call ahead and say, hey, I want lobster on Friday night. No, we do. We have. You know, we've had members that call and say, hey, it's my anniversary on Friday night. Can I have steak and lobster?
Wow.
Yes, we will order that. We will get that in. As long as we got it heads up, we can figure it. Well, we go to the store for that. We don't trust Cisco. Those type of things. But the club is here for you, and we will do that for you every single time. And there's a full kitchen back there. We're never locked into that menu. We can do whatever we need to. So, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Great questions. What else? We still have people online. Anybody online have more questions? None of them look like they're. Maybe it's frozen. All the research would show that this Omicron is supposed to crash down and be done here in the next few weeks. So we're hoping.
That doesn't crop up again.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of the positive side. Yeah, but yeah, it's they say hopefully. I think they said we're about less than 10 days out from hitting the peak. So
East Coast is already.
They're already starting.
Yeah.
So that's exciting, and once again, we hope to kind of it simmers down. The some of the real challenges really caught everybody off guard, right? So the testing sites started closing down, and the vaccine sites started closing down, and the laboratory started slowing down, and then all of a sudden we got this big rush, and some of the people I know it's taking 1 to 3 days to find a test, and then 3 to 5 days to get the results. And even though CDC says you can be around people after 5 days, well, you're not even getting your results for 8 to 10. So that poses a little bit of a challenge right now as well, but it is what it is. Just because we do have a bunch of people online that weren't here last week, I do know that vaccines are always a big question. Do we require it? We don't require it. We don't require it of members. Will we require it of team members? We will not require it of team members unless legislation changes that. I know that kind of got struck down the other day, but if that does, we'll obviously follow what the rules are. If the rules say we got to do it, we got to do it. But the company, both Blue Star as the management company and JFJ as the owners of the facility, they're not going to be the ones to kind of set precedent like that. So they will follow the rules. They'll do everything the government says. But at this point, we don't anticipate being a vaccinated only facility unless King County. Like King County does, they require it, right? Unless Pierce County changes that and goes, you have to be vaccinated, we'll definitely adjust to that. But the other thing to remember is there are members that are paying the same amount of dues that you are that don't believe in it, and so we try to be respectful to both sides of it. That's why, but my theme last week was I just play neutral. So we just do what the government says. What the health department say and all that, and we just be followers in that regard. So, the stuff's nasty. We're 2 years into this, and we're still, I feel, no closer in some regards than we were 2 years ago. But that's part of the situation, and we just kind of continue to ebb and flow with it and figure it out as we go along. So,
Thanks.
Yep, you're welcome. Any other questions? All right, everyone. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you. You're welcome.